Thanks for giving me your time and support. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. If anyone is tuning in for the first time, what I do is I cover 1 through 15 and the belts, intercontinental and international. That's the quick run of the show. So when those so-called bums and tomato cans get their shots, we're a little more informed of them. I'm a boxing junkie. You're a boxing junkie. That's why you come here. And you can see my timeline. I've been working a lot. I haven't been doing videos, but this is the weekly Wednesday recap of Joshua and Usyk. It went exactly, if you are one of the few who tuned into the Double RT Boxing Show with me, your host, Mr.A. You see that fight went exactly how we predicted on the show, even almost a 12th round knockout. It's like, what, maybe 20-30 seconds away from that prediction being true. But we're going to go over the whole card real quickly here. Again, thank you for your time and support. We're talking boxing junkies, a junkies rehab, the Double RT Boxing Show. Thank you for your time and support. Now, the opening card was Prado and Florian Marku. Let's just be honest here. Marku is tied to Conor Benn. You know, he talked this shit, and it's not going to go nowhere. Conor Benn needs to fight Marku. You know, it just is. Is Eddie Hearn trying to milk that? Because who Conor Benn is fighting? Yes, he's fighting names. But Granados, I knew was coming for the check. That fight was horrible. Excuse me. And then they're mentioning Guerrero, Ortiz, or Algieri. You know, I like Algieri. He has a style of if you know Mr.A, I love boxing because I love the ring generalship. I like that aspect of the game. So I don't have too many favorite fighters. I just root for that person who does that in the matchup. So what Usyk did was like, oh my goodness, like it was like boxing heaven to me. I love what he did. But as far as Marku winning that IBF International, and he's gunned at Conor Benn. So let's just go at Conor Benn, who's number 8. We can't go anywhere above number 8 for Marku Florku. Whatever his fucking name is. 15 is some inactive guy from Russia. So maybe since he got the national IBF, you know, he could go over there and get that UK to Russia matchup. 13, Custo Clayton. I don't know if he's still with. No, see, he's in Canada. Maybe DAZN might do something with that. Number 12, David Adamessian. Will Eddie Hearn give Marku David instead of giving him to Ben? You know, maybe hoping David can knock off Marku so Marku don't have to fuck with Ben? Or do you guys feel Ben just easily beats Marco? You know, how is they thinking? You got number 11, Alex Roca. He's a Golden Boy matchup, right? Then you got number 10, Kita O'Hara. Number 14, Daniel Yusinov. Where is Marco going to go now? Considering he got the IBF International, I would like to see him. Shit, because he's not going to get 14 or 13. He's not going to get Daniel or Custo. He's not getting those two. Well, I won't be surprised, but it might be a step down for David, though, right? It might be looked at that way. But I won't be surprised if somehow Marku fights David Adamessian to kind of swerve ball from Conor Benn by Matchroom. Just saying, the Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. And then we had Colin Smith. Colin Smith doing what we all thought he'd do. I don't think, maybe none of us picked him to knock him out quite with the aftermath. But the knockout wasn't shocking, you know. So it's, we all picked him to win that fight. maybe the knockout just came quicker than it did. You know, him hitting the head on the mat sure didn't help that situation. So can't really judge too much about that. He just looked good. You know, Colin Smith looked good. Yeah. And him being number 10, you know, I noticed that he's not going the WBA route where Dmitry Bivol is. You know, considering that Watsy's number 2 there. And, you know, Eddie Hearn trying to get that. What would you do? What would you do? You know, do you think, considering, you know, there's that rumor talk, you know, actually they tried, or Bivol and Cologne and Canelo. Would you try and get Bawatsy, hurry up and get that Bivol fight? Hopefully he could get that upset. You know, watch this be the one time there's no rematch clause in the contract. Bawatsy beats Bivol, no rematch. And then Canelo wants to move up. Hey, you want to fight Bawatsy? Your first fight over in UK? Just talking that talk right here on the Double RT Boxing Show. Bawatsy, Canelo, you know, what do you guys think of that? But back to Colin Smith. He's number 10 in the WBO. Going that Joe Smith route. That's the only one he's ranked in. You know, they're not trying to, which makes perfect sense. If you're Matchroom, you know, in the long picture, the long haul, why not get a unification bout? You know, Colin Smith, Bawatsy, you know, in the long haul thinking, well, of course, you know, that's better Matchroom UK boxing. So, and then you got Hatton Campbell. Hey, wasn't nice, but hey, that's what that was. Then you got Lawrence Okolie. As you guys know, or maybe you don't know because you are just now tuning into the Double RT Boxing Show. Again, thank you for your time and support. I do appreciate it. You see, there's no editing and no special effects, just straight. Welcome to the rehab, signing at the front desk. You're a boxing junkie. I'm a boxing junkie. We're all boxing junkies. I'm addicted to ring generalship. Just boxing talk here. Boxing talk here. And, you know, fellow junkies in our meetings have heard me talk my repetitive story. So here it goes again. Lawrence Okolie is the Double RT Boxing Show's franchise champion. So watching his fight, I really watch him. You know, I like these fights, and I gotta say, even though he made easy work of that dude, it was a step backwards for Lawrence Okolie. I do truly feel that was a step backwards in the fight, not in a negative way. I didn't mind it because going in as a fan of Lawrence Okolie, I love what everyone gave him negative critique about, the mauling, the inside ugliness. I loved, again, even though my favorite thing is ring generalship, the movement, the doing that, I loved how Lawrence Okolie gave you an ugly version of ring generalship. You know, he did the Klitschko. He did the Klitschko. Like, you hated it, but it's like, dude, this motherfucker just does what he wants to do, and he beats you up. Like Lawrence Okolie, he'll, you know, do the jab, he'll fall in, do the bolo uppercut to the inside guts, and then with Wiggin, you saw he was trying to do the outside, use his range, do more, use his attributes more, and it seemed like against D-Line, it seemed like he did more of he couldn't keep dealing on the outside of the jab, and he allowed the easier game plan of just falling in, holding his guy, and beating the shit out of him. Like, he allowed himself to do what he knew he can do instead of just practicing on improvements. That's what that fight looked like to me. That's watching my franchise champion. So, you know, did I expect Lawrence Okolie to beat the shit out of him? I did. I expected exactly what I saw. Was I happy? I love that inside, hold him down, and beat the shit out of him to the body. I love that ugly shit that Lawrence Okolie brings. Dude, I fucking love it. So when like I said, it was a mixed bag of candy for me when I saw him team up with McGuigan. Because I love McGuigan. I do think he brings the best out of a fighter. I thought it was a perfect matchup for Lawrence Okolie to improve with his range, his attributes. It's a match made in heaven. It just, in seeing Lawrence improve, it's going to have to shy away from that ugliness, you know. But I think he just reverted back to that easy shit and beat the shit out of him. So now number 2, that's interesting. It's going to get real interesting from here on out for Lawrence Okolie. Real fucking interesting. Now, of course, we could talk unifications. Dude, I think he beats Breedis just cause I know Breedis is probably the better of the rest of the champions, but I think that fight will be a nice fight to go to the ugliness, because Breedis is going to try some of that dirty shit. Breedis is he dresses in a suit but fucking pisses on your leg, dude. You can see when he fights, man. That dude's a little dirty. Now I think he beats the shit out of Makabu. Makabu gets hit. He'll sit there and take a beating, but I think he gets hit. I think eventually those clubbing shots will get him down. Gualamarian, a big guy. Gualamarian, I think he might force Okolie to use the ring generalship, set up some angles to set up the backhand, but I think Okolie could get him out. Tire him out to that bolo body shot. That dude's just a solid muscle. Ryan Murray, I think he'll hold him down with the ugliness. Alexei Papin, that'll be interesting. Cause you know he's gonna bring it to fight. Like I said, it's looking at these top 7s all around, and just in WBO alone, number 2 is Murat Gassiev. Number 4 is Chelesky. I haven't seen much of Tabiso. I've seen him, but not enough to just like pop him in my head. Number 6 is Alexei Papin. Dude, number 10, Chris Belliam Smith. Nice little fucking lockdown fight if shit happens, you know. Battle Jack at number 12. What the fuck? You want to make an American presence? You want to get a nice scalp on your name? What the fuck? You want to get a nice fucking... Is there some type of fucking Gervonta Davis fight coming up? That fucking Battle Jack and Lawrence Okolie could land on a pay-per-view? What the fuck is that? What is that? The Battle Jack ain't even with the TNT anymore. What am I saying? But anyway, moving on to the main event, the main course, right here on the RT Boxing Show. This is a weekly Wednesday wrap up. Thank you for your time and support. I do appreciate it. You know, no pressure. Again, this is a boxing rehab, the home for us junkies. I run it myself. I am Mr.A. I am a boxing junkie. We have the maintenance. RT the clown back there, he's taking his break, he's relaxing, but if you have any questions, you can go talk to him about boxing. We're junkies here, the RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. Moving on to Usyk defeating Joshua. I think the ratio is going to be pretty low for someone making it this far in the video, coming to this channel for the first time, who already didn't watch my prediction on this. But if you are a new person to the channel, please subscribe. I appreciate your time and support. That's very nice of you to come this far. Now go watch the video, go watch the prediction, and watch how close that prediction was to the actual fight. Everyone's giving AJ a hard ass time. Oh, bully him. He needs to come forward, be more aggressive, punch him, show him your power. Everything they're saying is what we talked about in the prediction. That's what I said he needed to do to win. But in order for him to do that, he has to fight faster, and he can't fight faster. It'll be 10 seconds here, 20 seconds there, 30 seconds. He'll be gassed, and then the beat down would have been worse. Him doing that, him fencing, like Usyk was fucking just doing the cobra movement, doing the fencing with the right hand, which is setting up the backhand left straight from the get-go. Usyk fired that left as a setup, even though that was the main weapon doing its thing. He got that to be the main distraction from the get-go. so that way he could set up the right hand. I know this sounds weird considering that the left hand was doing all the damage, but boom, he fired a right hand immediately, hit him, fucking rocked his head back, and then he starts fencing with the right, in his face, firing left hands. So that way in the back half of the fight, where Anthony Joshua is making adjustments, it's doing nice little half energy shots like Roy was saying, just distracting him enough to land the power one yourself. Just when Joshua's getting hot around, I had to, like I said, follow me on. I'm a working man. I work a lot, but I don't do a lot of videos. I'm trying to get back to it right here on the weekly Wednesday wrap up. Follow me on Twitter at RRTV Show. And I did a live scorecard of this fight. I gave Usyk the first 4. You could have probably given the first 5. And when Joshua was getting hot around 6 and 7, that's when Usyk turned the fencing right hand into a quick, 6-inch jab. I had you thinking about my backhand left the whole fight, and now you're getting hot. You're making adjustments. Just when you're making adjustments, think you got my left hand fucking figure out that little bitch hand, right, that wasn't doing nothing all in the fight, starting to come. Even though it was only 6 inches, a short little jab, it went from in your face to now hitting your face. It was a beautiful switch. So I thought that was a nice setup from the beginning of the fight. Focus on my power hand. So in the back half of the fight, I'm going to start jabbing you with this short shit. A nice little switch up. Now, we all saw that Joshua had some success with the uppercut to the body. That is definitely there. The biggest change I think he needs to do is probably hit to the chest and hooks. I think he needs the double jab and hook. Because the only time he hurt Usyk, and I think that's where a lot of people started to give Joshua his first credit, was round 4, at the end of round 4, because he hit Usyk with a straight right coming in, and then he did that looping right hook. Now, the right hook is the only time Usyk was hurt in the fight. Usyk has a hella fight poker face, but he, in order to survive the fight, he had to show signs. And that's the first time he really broke character and retreated from the line of scrimmage, the starting line. He actually went into the negative point of Phil not to set up offense. And again, prior to that, he just got hit for the first time with a straight right, 20-30 seconds prior to that. So he could have still been on a level maybe a level 5 queer street, and then all of a sudden, bow, he's trying to recover, and all of a sudden this looping ass right, that just sent him over the market. So how effective was that right hand? Who knows? But it was good enough. Was it just off that right hand is what I'm saying? Was it off the straight, or was it just purely the right hook that did all the damage itself? But I do think he needs to double up the jab and throw more right hooks. I do believe he needs to do that besides just the body shot itself. But as far everyone's saying he needs a new coach or think about a new coach. I don't think it's the coach, even though brilliant control. I don't know if the zone feed is the same everywhere, but over here in the States, man, damn, what the hell is this cracking? All you can hear is brilliant AJ, brilliant can control, brilliant. So whether he was gassing AJ up or sticking to the game plan they wanted, it seemed like the game plan was to catch his ass coming in with the right hand. It just, Usyk was putting him to sleep with the right, and he wasn't able to time Usyk coming in. Now people say, oh, Kraken giving him the fucked up game plan. Kraken should have just told him, go in and be a bully and fucking beat the shit out of him, instead of just sitting there yelling, brilliant, control, brilliant. People gotta think, man. McCracken's been, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not an AJ fucking historian, but as far as I'm concerned, McCracken has been there from what I'm hearing and what I recall seeing. He's been there the whole time. Do you not think he knows the weaknesses of AJ? Yes, AJ, go rush this quick motherfucker and beat his ass. Oh, you know what? I see you every fucking day. I know you're gonna gas out. I know your strength and weakness. Why am I gonna send my fighter into his weakness? Why am I gonna send my fighter into something that's gonna make him weaker? Why? This McCracken knows AJ better than fucking any YouTuber, any fucking Tony Bellew, fucking Frotch. McCracken knows. Like, if I send this dude out here to beat Usyk down, he's gonna gas out. Because McCracken ain't stupid. Like, yeah, it's gonna work, but do I really believe the odds of AJ landing something ferocious to fuck Usyk up in the first 3 minutes of the fight doing this style? Or do I more believe it's going to be a better fight, but AJ is going to expend a lot of energy just to make that point? And in round 2 and 3, it's going to be catch-up rounds. And then possibly even fucked up in round 5. So McCracken, I think, had the right game plan. Box, hold the center of the ring, and then when he comes in, just crack his ass with the right hand and the body shot. Because you can't blitz him. You know your fighter don't got it. Now I think like I said, maybe he was, maybe it wasn't. And this is one thing I started to get pissed off about the zone. Maybe, if someone's right here deep down into the 20th minute, thank you. Did your DAZN show like ads or commercials on the side of the screen during the fight? I mean, during the rounds. Like before, when I had DAZN, I could hear the corner, I could hear the trainer. Now in between fights, it goes ding ding, and then the screen goes small, and then like an ad comes up. So I'm watching a Corona commercial, or whatever the fuck I'm watching, and in the small screen, I see them getting talked to, but I don't hear them. I see them. It's like you're watching this shit in a dentist's office or somewhere. You can see the screen, and then all of a sudden it just comes back like 30 seconds later, 40 seconds, and you're in the middle of either the commentary saying their thoughts or instant replay, and you miss what's being said in the corner. So that's one thing I'm like, what the fuck? I don't like that switch. And I don't like that switch that DAZN does. Because before, it was always a weird thing getting UK cards. We didn't always get the interviews. Like during commentaries, like on some cards, I think it was like Sky Sports or something. Or it was DAZN, but maybe DAZN didn't have full things of the matchroom cards. So it'd be a full shot, like a airplane view. It'd be the ring, and we could hear the commentaries doing filler talk in between fights, but we couldn't see them. We just see an empty ass shot of a ring. It was weird. So now they're doing this where we can't hear the full. So I don't know if it's just over here in the States that's how they do it, or is that how your DAZN's doing it? You can't hear the full conversations of the corner. But anyway, it's already at 20 something minutes. Thank you for making this time. The fight was exactly how he predicted. He stayed in the inside or all the way on the outside, made Anthony Joshua reach, and then he was quick enough to cover the distance with his left hand. And people are not mentioning how well Usyk was attacking that body. He, whether it was a nice little jab stuff or he'd jab in. I mean, he'd dive in and just do a quick little shot to the body. It wasn't nothing pretty. There's a few of those. So as a big man who's not quite accustomed to, you can say Anthony Joshua has good feet, but not good legs, right? His legs are heavy and slow. So with a guy who's muscular, who's not quite accustomed to expanded energy, and now this motherfucker's hit me in the body. Joshua didn't have that energy to rush. He didn't have the energy to rush. Like when he did do the combinations, they worked well, but he needs not a new coach. He needs a new strength and conditioning regimen. and to really, I don't know, maybe some yoga. He just needs flexibility and a strength and conditioning regimen because the game plan, I think McCracken can do that, but he had just had to do a game plan to what AJ can perform. He knows AJ the best, and he's like, dude, what you guys say? Oh yeah, just get in there and chase him down. AJ can't do it. As much as I love AJ, I'm with this cat since he was a lad, Olympics, I think. He can't do it. I know him. He can, but he won't be able to sustain it. So he went with the best for what he thought AJ could do. Control, brilliant AJ. This is Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr.A. Thank you for your time and support. See you on the next one. Weekly Wednesdays wrap up.